Hello, buongiorno, guten tag, buenos dias, Banff Nation. This is Lisa. How y'all doing today? How's your weekend? How's your wife? How's the dog? How's the kids? Anyway, so today I think I would like to take a little bit of time to talk about different mental disorders people have, or different things that make them tick a little differently than the rest of us. Like, I mean, for instance, y'all have probably seen them all. There are like certain YouTubers on here that like to do videos educating people on autism because that's increasingly prevalent nowadays, or on Aspergers, or on ADD and ADHD, which I'm not going to do a video on that because I think it's pretty obvious, even to people who don't know me, who just know me off this channel, that I have ADD. I think it's about as subtle as a Category F5 tornado. I want to talk about one that you don't hear as commonly. Because another thing is I have to be a contrarian and do videos that no one talks about. That's probably why I don't have like 100. That's why I don't have 100 subscribers yet, let alone 100 million. Because I don't do popular bandwagon videos like about Justin Bieber or One Direction or PewDiePie. Anywho, so I'm going to talk about one today that you don't hear as often, and one that a lot of people don't even know exists. So that's more what the point of this is to educate you, and hopefully someone out there, whenever you watch this video, a light bulb goes off in your head and goes, wow, I thought I was the only one that had that. Someone else deals with this too? Because I felt the same way. I didn't even know this had a name until really recently. I thought it was just a weird thing certain people did. I thought I was just maybe a little strange for doing this. But apparently no, it's actually way more common than I thought. And so that's what I hope, is that a lot of people watch this and say, dude, someone else is just like me, or well, I don't know about just like you, but someone else has something in common with me. And so what it is what is called a sensory disorder. I have what is called a sensory disorder. And it's very complicated to explain. It's simple, but it's complicated. It's simple in what it actually entails. It's complicated in how many avenues you can go down to explain it. But basically what it is whenever one of your senses or more, it's usually a combination. Very rarely do people just have one sense affected by it. It's usually a combination. Like me, I have a combination. Mine is more prevalent in touch. Although I do have different areas where other things bother me too. But so what it is if one of your senses is really hypersensitive to different stimuli. For instance, that's part of the reason why I make a really good music critic, is because people who have a certain amount of natural pitch, we detect pitchiness in music more easily and more readily. And so to us, whenever somebody is singing off key,
it's definitely a little bit on the pitchy side.
or whenever we hear music that is off-key, it literally sounds like nails on a chalkboard to us. It is the most cacophonous thing, the misophonic thing you've ever heard. Even if we're at a live show and say somebody's guitar string snaps, we can hear it. Like really loudly, and we're like, oh my god, please get a techie up to fix that, please restore that. So it can be in your hearing, it can be in any of your other senses, and I'll talk about which one of mine is the most prevalently affected, because that's the one that I think of the first whenever I think of what my sensory disorder is touch. There are certain objects I do not like to touch. I mean, it's not going to kill me to touch them, I'm not going to have to go like therapy for years after I touch something, but there's definitely just things that, like, literally, like, if I think about touching them, it makes my skin crawl, like, it makes my blood curdle. It's a texture thing, by the way, with touch, I have to mention. With touch and with taste, usually, it's a texture thing. We just don't like the texture of that particular thing, that particular makeup of it. And so the first one I have to mention is chalk. I cannot stand the texture of chalk. Any sort of it. Like, even when I put my makeup on in the morning, I don't like to touch the face powder. I have a brush. I don't like to touch it with my hands. I just can't stand it because it feels chalky to me. But yeah, I've never liked it, even when I was a kid. I did not like going to the board. Yeah, back when we had, blackboards, kids. Believe it or not, to all y'all that are watching that are under 20, once upon a time we had blackboards. They weren't all the exacto ones that you wrote with the marker and erase. No, we used to have actual chalkboards, believe it or not. Oh, we didn't have internet, and we didn't have graphing calculators. It was a scary world, using pen and paper to do everything. Oh yeah. If you had to do a book report, you had to look it up in your mom's 24 set of encyclopedias. She was nice enough to buy those from you from a door-to-door salesman. If not, you had to go to the school library. Anyway, though, not to be even more ADD today, I did not like writing on the blackboard with chalk. I did not like clapping the erasers after class. That would be the worst punishment you could send me to, is to clap erasers and clean the blackboard, or to write sentences on the blackboard. And it wasn't just the feel of it in my hand. Like, I even had one teacher that figured out that I didn't like it, and she got this weird, like, metal sleeve, like, chalk condom looking thing to put on it. It was like a chainmail for a piece of chalk, because I could stand the way that the metal felt. It didn't bother me, so she got that for me so I could write on the board with it that way, because I didn't like it. But yeah, it's not just the feel of the chalk in my hands. I don't like when you make contact with it and write. Like, just the thought that I can feel it in my hands as I'm talking about it. Just the thought of dragging chalk across something, the sound of it, the feel of it, the two surfaces, I don't like it. So that's one thing I definitely cannot stand. The second thing would probably be any kind of pottery, especially like terracotta type pottery. I don't like the for a very similar reason. To me, it has almost like a chalky kind of dry texture too, and I just don't like to touch it. Like, as soon as I touch some kind of pottery, I will like take my hand and smack it on my pants for like 30 seconds, and I still won't feel like I've got it all off or something. And well, thankfully, that doesn't come up in your life very often. Chalk doesn't much either. So I've lucked out on both those. Chalk is pretty much totally out of use nowadays. Totally obsolete. No one uses chalk for anything hardly. And you have to excuse me, my allergies are haywire today. And pottery, unless I go to like a freaking gardening store, that's not really going to be an issue either. The third one, and this one does bother me more often, because I guess you have to come in contact with these more often. I cannot stand the way microfiber towels feel. In case you don't know what I mean, they're not regular towels, like not the kind you wash your face or your body with. They're the kind of towels you usually wash your car with. That's what I think of them as. That's what they're for. They're also, I think, ShamWows, I want to say, are made out of the same stuff. I want to say they're microfiber towels, too. Either the regular kind or, like, the cheap off-brand kind you can get from, like, Walgreens and, like, Walmart and stuff. Those are microfiber, and if you put your hands on them, it almost feels like they have, like, a grippy kind of feel to them, like Velcro almost. So they make my hands feel dry. Like, if you've ever had really dry skin and you touch a towel, and it makes them feel even drier, like you put lotion on your hands or something. So, yeah, I don't like the feel of that either. I won't use those. Those are one of the worst ones for me. Those are one of my worst triggers. And this thought didn't come up for a video until I was on, whose video was I on earlier today? I'm trying to remember. It was, Ranting Ramsey. I was on Ranting Ramsey's channel earlier today, and he was mentioning food he didn't like. And he was saying in the comment section, leave the foods you don't like. And so, I listed mine, and without noticing it at the time, I realized rereading it later. I said, every food that I picked almost, I don't like, not because of the taste of it, but because of the texture of it. I mean, some of them were a taste thing too, but for the like fish, I don't like the taste of fish, of anything seafoody. But yes, I will not eat sushi. I'm from the country, you guys. Back home, that shit was fertilizer. But yeah, and so I thought, this affects me more than I thought. It's not just touching things, it's food. Like, when I eat everything, it affects a lot. And I absolutely hate whenever, like, it rains or something like that. Like, anytime there's water around and you're wearing regular clothing and you get it wet. I hate when you, like, walk around, like, with wet clothes on. Like, to me, it just feels gross. Like, especially if they have any kind of slack in them whatsoever, and, like, I get rained on, I will literally be trying to pull the clothing, like, away from my body so that the wet cloth doesn't touch it. It's just gross. Wet towels are really gross. Ugh. Or, like, wet sponges are kind of gross, too. Certain kinds of food I won't eat just because the texture will literally make me want to, like, barf it right back up whenever I eat it. Eggs are the first one. I don't care. I know everyone loves eggs. I know, okay? You not catch me eating Humpty Dumpty. I do not like eggs, no. I don't like any kind of egg. The only kind of egg I like are the kinds that go into, like, a cake or something if it's baked in. That's cool. maybe an omelet once in a blue moon. If it's a good omelet, if it has like peppers and onions and spicy stuff in it, I like that. But otherwise, no eggs for me at all. I don't care what kind. People say, oh, you should try them boiled. No, I shouldn't try them boiled. I had boiled eggs when I was a kid, and I didn't like either part of the egg. I didn't like the white part, because to me, the feel and taste, it was like Knox gelatin, if you like prepared it. And the middle of it was like, I don't know, it was like eating a big ball of like fertilizer or like bone marrow or something, like rolled up, like the kind of weird chalky chewy taste of it I didn't like. Like, I swear if anyone ever had to eat an eyeball, it's probably what it would taste like, is a boiled egg. It's so nasty. No, I don't care. I don't care if you cut it up and put it in a salad. I don't want to eat it. Like, oh, besides cake, I think the only time I can stand egg at all is in, like, Chinese food. Like, you know what I mean? How you get the fried rice, sometimes it has scrambled egg in it. That's okay, because I don't taste as much when it's mixed in with the rice, and it doesn't taste like egg, so that's okay. But anyway, or people will say, oh, well, you should try a fried egg. No, I shouldn't, because even when that egg is fried, the yolk is still runny. And I don't like that. I don't like when the yolk is runny at all. To me, it's like fucking snot. I don't know how anyone can eat egg yolks.
I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs.
I really don't. Especially when people eat them like almost not cooked, like sunny side up and shit. No, it's like a big fucking loogie or like a big wad of snot. And maybe y'all can explain it. I don't get why anyone would eat eggs. Oh yeah, or people say, try them scrambled. No, I won't try them scrambled. You know what scrambled eggs taste like, honestly? Do y'all know those cheap-ass, like, mattress insulator things you can buy from Walmart, like, in a big tube rolled up, like, in the furniture department, and they have that weird, like, wavy texture, and they're like $7 for people who can't afford really good mattresses, and they look like they could hold eggs? Dude, I just had an epiphany. That's what it is. I bet you that's where eggs come from. I bet you they come on like those big giant mattresses from Walmart. Like that's how they arrive at like the warehouse so they don't get broken. And they like, you know, open up all the eggs and fry them and turn them into fried eggs, which taste just like the shit from the mattress. I think it's a recycling thing, I do. I think that they come in the mattress, and the mattress gets cooked with the eggs, and when it's all scrambled eggs, it all kind of blends together because they have the exact same texture, I swear to God. That scrambled eggs has like foam bedding. Ugh, no thank you. Oh, what else? Oh, here's the big one, and yes, I know there will be a shitstorm in the comment section of people who go, are you serious? You don't eat that. You're fucking un-American. But I cannot stand bacon. I know, everyone loves bacon. It's like a religion here in America to eat bacon. I don't get it at all. It's like you are suddenly somehow less of a man if you don't like bacon. I don't know why. I think I'm not a guy, so I guess I don't get it as bad. But I don't like bacon. To me, it is honestly like, I don't know if any of y'all had to deal with this, because I'm from the country once again. We didn't have trash pickup in the country. You burnt your trash. And to me, what bacon always resembles is whenever you're burning, like, plastic trash bags, and that the plastic melts, and then after you're done burning the trash, like, some of the plastic re-solidifies, and turns into these, like, chunks of plastic shrapnel. To me, it's like, bacon is like that, but like drenched in like used fry grease or something. I don't like it at all. The texture is just weird because it's soggy and crispy at the same time somehow, and I don't think those two things go together. I don't like the texture of it, and that and just the thought of what bacon literally is just gross. I'm sorry. It's like pig fat that you just fry and eat. It's not even meat. Like, technically, it's not meat. Even if you check, like, the U.S. nutritional info, they classify it as a fat. It's not even meat. It's the same thing as pork rinds. Ew, I won't eat pork rinds either. I'm not gonna literally eat pig skins. I'm not gonna eat a fucking football. I'm sorry, bro.